All right, things are getting a little bit better. We had a day filled with sunshine. High cloudiness coming in this afternoon, kind of thickening up, but all in all, not a bad Thursday. Temperatures sitting in the upper 40s this after getting up to 53 for the high today. A big improvement over yesterday's high of only 41. And we've got a little wet weather on the way for overnight tonight. This is good news. February has been a dry month of February across the region. We've had less than 1 inch of precipitation here in Springfield. And while, yes, we have a shot at a little bit of wet weather overnight tonight, it's really not going to amount to very much. This is our system, the core of it located here over western Oklahoma, and that's going to be tracking across the area overnight tonight. Now, interestingly enough, we've got a pocket of cold air out ahead of that storm where it's going to track. So as the storm moves through, the atmosphere is going to get just cold enough for a transition over to some wet snow, at least in places. And I think the areas that have the best chance at seeing that snow are going to be those higher elevation areas, generally east of Springfield between Highway 60 and I-44, and also in pockets of northwest Arkansas. Here's our forecast for tonight. Again, precipitation moves in. Looks like it tends to start off as rain, but could quickly become some light snow for, again, those more favored areas. And then that will continue to pivot on off to the northeast through 3 o'clock in the morning. And it looks like it's gone by 7 o'clock, but the clouds aren't. We're going to have a fairly cloudy morning over the area. And then long about lunchtime is when we should see skies brighten up here in Springfield, with skies becoming sunny by late afternoon. But clouds are going to tend to linger over eastern counties. And yes, that cloud cover is going to have an impact on temperatures. It's going to keep it colder here versus the milder weather that we're going to find with the sunshine further west. As far as rain totals, where we see the higher amounts, and I think that's going to tend to be here south of I-44 in this corridor from maybe Berryville up towards Salem. That's going to be a zone where we could see over 1/10 of an inch, but most places outside of that corridor are going to see just a few 1/100ths of an inch of precipitation. And again, as far as snow potential, I don't expect any impacts. And as far as any accumulations, maybe a dusting while it's falling in those areas that are going to be more favored for that changeover to some snowfall. Temperatures, they're going to drop into the mid-30s. Highs tomorrow ranging from the low 60s west to maybe low to mid-50s off to the east. About 57 here in Springfield. Winds out of the south at 5 to 15 miles per hour. This weekend, though, we really turn up the temperatures. Looks like 70s for most of the area on Saturday and maybe up near 80 in a few spots Sunday afternoon. Expecting a high of 79 here in Springfield. Notice the winds, though, getting very gusty with gusts, I think, between 30 and 40 miles per hour in the afternoon. So that brings back that elevated fire danger as early as Saturday, certainly, but especially on Sunday, as we find all of those fire weather ingredients coming together. Looking ahead to next week, looks like we're going to hold on to this generally mild pattern. Maybe not as warm as what we're going to find this weekend, but the pattern stays mild as the cold is not really focused into the eastern United States. It kind of hangs out in the west or moves across Canada. So with that, we keep our pattern again on the mild side. We're also going to have an unsettled pattern across the region. We'll have a shot at showers and thunderstorms on Monday, maybe a break Tuesday and Wednesday, and then as we close out next week, I think Thursday into Friday, we're going to see rain chances returning to the area. And so this is not a bad pattern to be in, given how dry things have gotten across the area. I'm going to keep an eye on Monday afternoon and a Monday night. There may be a very low risk for some stronger storms with that activity.
Never mind the strong storms, we'll take some rain down here, right?
Yeah.
We need it.
Will. All right, thanks, Jamie.